So on this episode of So Connected TV, sounds so weird saying that. So Connected TV. So. Okay. On this episode of So Connected TV, I'm going to be talking about honestly, I feel like when it comes to personal boundaries, it's all about you setting the tone for how people treat you, what standard people should hold you to. And I feel like regardless of who you are, you should want to be respected. You shouldn't just be living life and letting people treat you any type of way. But at the end of the day, we all have things that we're very particular about. And I can't know that you're particular about certain things until you communicate that to me. Everything isn't common sense. Some people, I have some friends who I could joke around with, and I have some people, not that they're not, they don't joke around, it's just certain things they don't joke around about. And you just have to respect boundaries that people put in place. One thing I don't really like is when something that causes a problem is when you don't set those boundaries, and then you feel some type of way because somebody did something, but in their head they're just sitting there like, well, I guess everything's still cool. Like, this person hasn't been talking to me for a couple of days, but I guess everything's still cool because they didn't say anything was wrong. This idea that, oh, let me move a certain way, let me start acting funny so maybe they'll get the point, that doesn't always work, because sometimes, yeah, they may feel like a change in your energy, but they may be feeling like, okay, maybe she's going through something, maybe he's going through something, maybe she's in her feelings. Instead of you just to come out with it and say, I didn't really like the way that you did that. And I feel like, honestly, I don't know how old you are, but I'm not a child. So I'm not going to make it seem like it's been the easiest thing to do. But when somebody's doing something that's making you uncomfortable, you have to say something. You literally have to say something. And I know in some cases it could be really hard, or in some cases you've let so much time pass that you don't feel like it's okay. Like, you feel like it's past the statutes of limitations. There's situations where you feel like, okay, I've done the most, I've done enough, this person isn't doing their share, and then it's like, okay, well then let the friendship go. Honestly, if you feel like in your heart of hearts you've communicated how you feel and that person isn't changing, I'm not talking about, you've communicated to your other friends, because don't be that person who goes around telling everybody else what one person's doing wrong, but you never go and confront that person. And I'm very big on, there can't be consolation without confrontation. And when you think about confrontation, it's something that if you're a person who struggles with anxiety, it can be really difficult. Like, I struggle with anxiety. So confronting people about certain situations can be really hard for me. But at the end of the day, I know that I have to woman up and just say, what you did hurt me. And I'm still working on this with a lot of issues in my life where I've been struggling to confront it. But confrontation comes from not setting those boundaries to begin with. When somebody does something that hurts you to the point where it's wearing down on you, months are going by, weeks are going by, days are going by, is because they've crossed a boundary that they shouldn't never have crossed. Or maybe they weren't aware that they crossed the boundary, or maybe you didn't even set up that boundary. Maybe the way that you carry yourself, the way that, and like I said, everybody deserves respect. But if you know that there's things that could trigger you or put you in a place where it's like, wow, like, this person can really do that to me, it's either you talk to them about it, or you just allow it to keep happening, or you just disappear from that relationship. But this idea of, oh, well, hopefully if I keep on acting funny, they'll get it, that's not going to get you anywhere. And all it's going to do is build up resentment. So I just feel like talk about it and get it over with. It's gonna be awkward, but if you really love that person, it should just be a conversation. Don't let anxiety ruin your friendship. Don't let pride ruin your friendship. Like anything that you care about, anything that you love, love has to come before pride. Love has to come before ego, because when you let ego take over, all it does is destroy. Ego is very selfish. Ego is not compassionate. Ego isn't thinking, what could this person be going through? Ego isn't thinking about, I'm not perfect either. Like, I've probably done this to somebody else and I would want them to be gracious to me. You can't walk around thinking that you're perfect or that you do no wrong, because we've all have hurt somebody before. It's up to you to decide whether that friendship is worth fighting for. If not, then you just gotta move on. So my first tip on maintaining peace of mind would be, and when I say guard your heart, don't cage it, I just repeated. If you go through a situation where you've been heartbroken and you find yourself coming to a similar situation, not necessarily getting your heart broken, but say if you had a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you got your heart broken, now you meet somebody and it's a potential future boyfriend or girlfriend, I feel like you shouldn't just close that person off because of your last experience. You shouldn't sit there and have all these walls put up, because as you know how they have Bob the Builder, I was Bobina the Builder. Like, I would put up all these walls, and to this day I'm still working on, letting certain things not get in the way of me having fruitful friendships or fruitful relationships. And I know it's hard, obviously, because anything that takes so much time to build up is very hard to tear down. But I'm a firm believer that when the right person comes along, obviously it's going to be a situation where it goes from being brick and it turns to sand. Like, it's just gonna fade away. But you just have to keep your eyes open. Guard your heart, but don't cage it. Don't sit here and be angry at the world. Don't sit here and miss out on great people because of messed up people that came into your life and tried to destroy your destiny. You can't let people have that much power that you don't move forward and you don't become fruitful, you don't become successful. Like, just because you failed one class doesn't mean you're never going to go back to school. You're just going to keep trying. It's the same thing with friendship. It's the same thing with relationships. You can't let any one situation or multiple situations tell you that you will never be successful in this particular, situation. I guess situation would be a good word. But yeah, don't let anybody make you feel like you're unlovable or you're not able to love again because they didn't respect you as a person, or maybe you didn't understand what type of boundaries you needed to put in place in a relationship or in a friendship. You just have to take that past situation and learn from it. You have to treat it as, okay, this was a trial, I failed, and next time around things are going to be better. So my next tip would be So my next tip would be demonstrate, don't defend. And when I say demonstrate, I talk about putting yourself in a position where you're not constantly saying, oh, I'm a good person, I'm this, I'm that. If you're a good person, people are going to see it. You don't have to constantly sit there and try to prove yourself or over-exhaust these qualities so that people can see the type of person that you are. People will see who you are through how you carry yourself, how you treat other people, how you treat yourself. If you're always saying, oh, I'm a good person, I do all this for all these people, and your rap sheet has nothing to say for it, the facts is facts. Like, people are going to see what type of person you are because of how you've consistently been. You don't have to sit here and defend yourself. If people try to ruin your reputation, if people try to slander your name, you don't have to go out and fight everybody, because it's a waste of time, and it's honestly, it doesn't do anything for your personal growth. All it does is make you angry because you're sitting here trying to prove that you're a good person or that you don't mean people harm, and you going out there guns blazing. Like, you can't go out there guns blazing because people are not going to, new people who aren't even aware of whatever slander has been put on your name are going to be looking at you like, is she okay? Is he good? I think he need a friend. Let me add him on Instagram. Like, no, don't have people in your DMs asking you, is everything okay? Because you out here acting crazy. You have to put yourself in a position where you let people experience you. If somebody who has never met you goes off of the opinion of the next person about you and says, oh, well, I'm not going to talk to her, or I'm not going to talk to him because I heard that she has an attitude problem, that's their loss. Because at the end of the day, when a new movie comes out, just because Jacob saw the movie and he didn't like the movie, that doesn't mean I'm not going to see the movie. Like, if I found the trailer to be interesting, I'm going to go see the movie. You can't sit here and let people depict who you are because of the fact that they had one bad experience with you. Like I said, if you're a bad person, people are going to see it. If you're a good person, people are going to enjoy it. But at the end of the day, people notice patterns more than they do anything else. Regardless of what people say about you or what type of rumors people spread about you, we all have our own minds, and you should be more concerned with people who think for themselves and people who get to experience you and people who give you a chance. If somebody's not willing to give you a chance, let me sit up straight. If somebody's not willing to give you a chance to get to know you, then their opinion really doesn't matter, because you're running off of the perception of somebody else. At the end of the day, there's people in this world who you ask them, oh, why you don't like that person? Oh, I just don't like them. So what can you do? You can't live to please people. You can't live to gain other people's acceptance or to be validated by people, because you're going to be miserable and you're always going to find something wrong with yourself, when at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, there was nothing wrong with you. Or maybe you have some things, some character flaws that you need to work on, but who is it for the next person to tell you, oh, you're not worth getting to know, or you're a horrible person? Nobody has that right over your life. So no. So my last tip on how to maintain peace of mind would be, respect the boundaries that you've put in place. A lot of times we aren't at peace because we've allowed people to come into our lives, or people who were already there. You know, it could be family, it could be friends. We've allowed people to just come into our personal space and treat us any type of way because we maybe didn't have those boundaries in place, or maybe we went through enough experiences to set those boundaries. But because this is somebody that I really like, or, you know, this is just how they are, I'm gonna let them treat me any type of way. No, we're not gonna do that, for the simple fact that you can't waver when it comes to self-respect. You can't waver when it comes to people respecting you. You can't waver when it comes to demanding or your right to be treated like a human being. You can't waver in those things, because when you give somebody an inch, they will go a mile. They will run a 5K, okay? Like, you can't sit here and let people talk to you any type of way, because people will treat you how you allow them to. If you allow somebody to talk to you crazy, they're going to talk to you crazy. I don't know what it is about some people. Me personally, I don't talk to people crazy. That's never been my type of thing, because I know how sensitive I am. I know how I like to be talked to. I like to laugh. I like positive vibes. So if you're a person who does really mean things, if you're a mean girl and you think that's funny, that's cute, most likely we won't be friends for long. I'm not really into the mean girl thing. High school is over. Even in high school, I was not your type. I see you, we see each other. But I always stay out of the way when it comes to negativity or drama. And, you know, you just have to respect yourself enough to demand certain things, and it shouldn't be negotiable. You said what you said. Like, you said what you said. You can't sit here and be letting people treat you any type of way. Oh, because you've been my friend since I knew before I knew what a friend should be like. Now that you know what a friend is, it might be time to cut some people off. Now that you know what you want in a relationship, it might be time to stop going after the guy that has that quality or this quality, because it hasn't worked for you in the past. And it's not going to work for you moving forward. You have to love yourself enough to know that you are deserving of pure love and pure respect, regardless of what you've done in the past, regardless of what you've let slide in the past. Because today is a new day. And you can't just be letting people talk to you any type of way. Like, with myself, I can be very animated at times, but I can also be very, like, inside. I can be very internal, because I'm not necessarily an introvert, but I adjust to my surroundings. So if somebody makes me uncomfortable, I can't help it but to be quiet. Or if somebody makes me uncomfortable, you're going to see it in my face, because I wear my emotions on my sleeves, even when I don't shoulder. But I adjust, like, to my surroundings. So when I feel like my back is against the wall, my back is literally going to be against the wall. And so I do have, you can visually see my boundaries, but like I said, sometimes it's hard for people to read you, so they just keep moving forward with the disrespect. And I had to come to a point in my life where I was like, okay, they're not getting the visuals, they're not getting the gestures, they're not getting the mannerisms. So I have to tell them, hey, I'm not comfortable with you doing this. And I talked to my best friend the other day, and it's so crazy because we've in our friendship, we've been best friends for almost 8 years, going on 9 years. We've had probably 2 disagreements, and in that second one, I know they say third time's a charm. That second one, like, pissed, wasn't talking to me. Mind you, we're working at the same store, so she's across the room, and I'm looking at her like, girl, if you want to fight, we can fight, because listen, what happened? And so, till this day, we talk about that. We don't even remember what we were fighting for. All I know is that clearly both of us felt disrespected, and we weren't letting up. And when you let pride get in the way, pride will either break a situation or make you look at each other and laugh like, really, this is what we're doing right now? Like, you have to laugh at things that are not that deep. Like, it's too much crazy things going on in this world for you to be so, oh, I'm not gonna be her friend no more because she tried me. Like, get over it. She ain't going nowhere. My best friend is not going nowhere. And if she does, I'm gonna kick the door down. Like, are you crazy? No, you cannot go anywhere. You have to look at a situation and say, I know this person loves me, so it's either I'm going to pause. I know this person loves me, and I love this person enough to tell them that what they did isn't okay. Because I'm going to give this person the benefit of the doubt and let them realize that, okay, hey, you did this. I don't know if you were going through something, but I can't. Like, even me and my best friend, we were like, how hard is it to just say that? Like, we practiced with each other. I was like, honestly, I wanted to talk to you about something. I didn't really like what you did that day. And obviously, the conversation goes differently depending on the dynamics of your friendship with that person. But I really care about the people that I have in my life. And sometimes, depending on the situation or how long time has passed, I do get anxiety talking to people about certain things. But it's something that I'm working on. Has there been friendships that I've lost because of the fact that I didn't have a conversation? Yes. Are there still just conversations that I have to have? Yes. Do I know how to deal with all the situations? No. Has a lot of time passed? Yes. But at the end of the day, you have to take it one step at a time. You can't go on a apology tour. You can't go on a, confrontation tour until you really understand the situation. And every situation is different. You may have some situations where somebody slept with somebody's man, and it's like, that's a part of boundaries. Some people may find that forgivable. I personally, if you sleep with my husband's boyfriend, I just feel like, no, I can't do it. But there's some people who that is not a sin that is unforgivable. That's another thing. A part about personal boundaries is you may come up to that person and say, hey, even flipping the switch, you might be the person that was like, okay, I noticed this girl or this guy's acting funny. Let me go up to them, try to fix the situation. And they may be at a point in their lives where they're like, I don't really care to fix it. And you just have to take it as a lesson learned. You can't take it personally. You just have to take it for what it is. Everybody has their boundaries. Everybody has things that they're not willing to waver when it comes to. And it's just a part of life. Like, some people will give you another chance. Some people is one and done. You just have to respect people's space, and you have to respect people's minds. So I really enjoyed making this episode. Actually, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, but I'm gonna have many more things to talk about because your girl can talk. And don't forget to hit up my podcast, like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends because your girl needs it. But until next time, cousin, I'm here. I'm around the corner. If you need me, let's talk. Let's link. Love you. Bye. Stay safe.